Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to make a video and talk about the different time zones really for... Basically I'm going to talk about the Japan yen. And I've been focusing on the Japan yen for a couple weeks because it all started when I noticed the patterns, the charts, and I noticed I liked how it was moving. The only thing is, I'm here in California, and Japan and we're on different time zones. So it took me a while to figure out that, usually around 5 p.m. my time here in California, I would notice the charts be more active than it is when I'm actually awake during the day and look at the charts. The reason, and we'll look at this in a couple minutes, and I want to kind of look at how the Japan dollar moves around 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. my time compared to earlier times, because what I realized is when it's 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.-ish my time, it's about 8 o'clock. It's about 8 o'clock Japan time, and that's when I'm about to go to bed is when they're waking up, their banks are open, and that's when their charts start moving more. So when I'm about to go to bed is when the charts are the most active, and when I'm awake. Right now, we can look at the time of what it is in Japan right now. But right now, pretty much I think their banks are closed, and the charts will probably not be that active. So we're on different time zones, so it's not a really good idea for me. Even though I focused on it, I like the direction of the Japan. We're just not on the same time zone. And the only way that I can trade Japan is if I'm awake. If I'm awake from like 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and I can't be awake from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. because I gotta go to my job real early in the morning, so that doesn't really work for me. But anyway, I want to kind of look at the chart today, and we're going to see how active the Japan yen is around 7 p.m. to like 10 p.m. at my time, compared to everything else, because you will probably notice that that it's a lot more volatile during that time, because that's when the banks are open in Japan. But anyway, let's look at the chart real quick and see if there's a big difference between what it is now that we'll look at Japan's time, what it is now compared to what it would be at like 7 p.m. Okay, so currently what we can tell is in Tokyo, Japan, it is 8:13 p.m. and it is 4:14 a.m. my time, California. So as you can see that the banks are currently closed in Japan right now. So let's go look at the charts real quick. Let's just briefly look at the charts. And really wish it was fluctuating on Japan, but they're just too slow when I'm awake. But anyway, we want to look at 7 p.m. or 7 to 9 p.m., somewhere around there. Okay, so this is 9 p.m. So 9 p.m. is about, well, it's morning for them. So we could see that around, we got 6 p.m. my time is when it starts going up. It starts to be a little bit of volatility. Let's look at some other numbers here. This day there wasn't a lot of volatility. This is 6 p.m. and we see a little pump here, but not that much. But mostly, I think there was a holiday. I think Columbus Day, there was a holiday, so there might not have been a big pump. But anyway, let's see what we got here. We got 6 p.m. right here, so right around here, we see a big spike in the volume of the Japan yen because the banks are open. Let's keep looking. Let's look for 7 p.m. We want to look for 7 p.m. Here we go. Here's another one. Here's a time when it's, now it seems like every time it hits about 7 p.m. usually you see a spike where it goes up. I see that in most of the charts, that usually the price goes up once the banks open in Japan. But here we got 7 p.m. right here. So let's just do this trade. You can see right here, and if you look at the stochastic right here, we can see that it is, we call this the snake tongue right here with these stochastic. So if we rode this out and rode this here to here, and this is right when the banks are opened, this is a 521 pip move. So obviously that's right when it opens for them. Let's check it another couple times. Here's another move, but it's 7 p.m. but instead this is going down. So it starts and then it goes down. So this is 7 p.m. my time, but like 8 o'clock their time. You see a big movement in the charts. So let's just look this a couple more times. Let's look for 7 p.m. 7 p.m. right here. Okay, so well, this one wasn't that big of a move right here. So this wasn't a big move, but let's just check it anyway. 7 p.m. right from here to here. Well, that's 11 hours. You want to make sure we do like a couple hours here. This one isn't that big of a move for some reason. Let's look at another. And I bet you down here it's 7 p.m. No, it's not. Okay, so this one was a different time. It went up, but usually, now let's check for 7 p.m. Here we go. Oh, we already went there. We already checked that one. So let's just do one more here. Just going sideline right there. And 7 p.m. right here. So we see a big spike in the chart right around 7. Right up to here. This one was 16 hours, but we see that there was a little bit of a spike here. So usually what you can see from around 7 o'clock California time, there's usually a spike with the chart with Japan, because that's usually when the banks are open with Japan. So my time zone with Japan is not matching, so unfortunately I have to change my strategy, especially since I'm in the middle of a prop firm challenge. I want to get the best of my results. So what I got to do is I got to focus on the Australian dollar during the time, on my time, because Australian is more closer to my time. And then if I can, I'll look at the Japan closer to, at night. But there's 5 days a week when I can't really be up looking at the charts that time. So I had to put Japan as more of a part-time pair to look at. I still like their charts. I like their direction of how it goes. What I liked about Japan was the direction, and it seems to be a solid, it's been on a solid trend upward, and it does a little consolidation, and I think it's going to start going back up here pretty soon. But because of the time zones, I can't really make it my main currency pair anymore. So I'm going to be focusing on the Australian dollar, because that's closer to my time zone. But anyway, guys, like this video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.